we're going to look at putting a pot holder together. So it can be a pot mitt or pot holder or an oven grabber, whatever you want to use it for. It's got Embroidery inside it, so it's thermal. So wrong sides together and clip all the edges together, and we have a 1/2 inch seam being left on there, so we want to actually put perimeter stitching on top of perimeter stitching and stitch just on top of the outside edge stitching, which will give us 1/2 inch, and we just want to stitch that with a bigger stitch all the way around. Longer stitch is just a base to hold the layers together, because we're going to go ahead and then trim this back to 1/4 inch, the seam allowance. And the reason why we didn't do that at the beginning was so as that all the edges are sitting on top of each other in position, so as they are exactly the right size. You don't want any ripples or fullness. There we go. So this design, we've actually just got a binding which actually accents one of the colours in the pot holder. We need to trim back to 1/4 inch so as we can do the narrower binding. The binding is cut at 2 1/4 inches, and then ironed in half. So trim back your seam allowances to that perimeter line which we've just stitched, and back to 1/4 inch. Just checking that. There we go. 1/4 inch seams left on. And here's our binding. So 2 1/4 inches. We'll be laying it on the edge. You can either start from the front or start from the back, whichever you wish. We'll have an overlap at the beginning of about 3 inches, 8 centimeters or so. And this has been stitched together. And we have a seam in here somewhere because we just use the 2 widths of a fat quarter. And so we've got a bias cut seam. Just look in the notes to see how to do that. It's a very quick way of doing it. So 3 inches over the edge where we're starting from, and I'm starting from the back on this one. So I'm using the presser foot width, which is about 7.5 millimeters. It's bigger than 1/4 inch. So I'm using a presser foot width, stitching along the side. And when we come to the corner, we pivot out to the very edge and stitch out to the corner, to that corner point, 40 to 5 degree. Let's just check that our binding folds over and covers our stitching. Okay, so we've got the right width stitch. If you find you haven't, you're going to have to make a narrower seam or a wider seam, whichever you've got. So we make a 45 degree crease by folding that binding up. Yeah, against that stitching. Then make a pleat at the top. So it's a fold on the very edge with that 45 degree underneath there, and then we're going to stitch that down using the same size seam allowance that we actually started with. We're going to do the same process on the next 2 corners. Come to our net edge, pivot out to our point. Fold up, 45 degree angle, just finger press that with your nail, flip down, make your fold at the top. I find it easier to actually start on your seam bulk on that corner and then reverse back rather than actually trying to run onto the seam. It just makes more sense for the machine. Again, 45 degree angle, make your pleat. There we go. Now, you need to have a look at this. That edge that we started with needs to be wrapped around. It needs to be wrapped around our edge that we're running onto. And you'll see this in a minute because I'm going to show you. That piece of binding underneath. See, that's just been wrapped around, and we just clipped it into position and then sewed over top of it because this is necessary to make our loop. Trim off that excess piece that we started with. We want about 10 centimeters, 3.5, 4 inches left over at the end to make our loop. And I'm just pressing these out. You can go to the iron and press these out. the loop is going to be stitched down on one edge, and so that's where we're going to start. We're going to stitch that edge and then carry on and do our binding. Okay, so that's what we're creating, that loop. That loop gets tucked into our binding when we finish. We tuck it up before we do our stitching over the edge of that binding. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold that like so. Put a couple of clips in, one side, one on that very edge there. Pull out any threads that might be in your way. There we go. I don't over clip. We're going to try and make a mitre on that corner. So bottom clip first, 45-degree angle, then fold that up. And you'll see that quite clearly once we start doing some more. So the next one, clip at the bottom, and 45-degree. If it doesn't make a 45-degree, open it up and give it a finger press. There we go. So it's a nice 45-degree. Basically what we do with a quilt is exactly the same, but it's just a little bit narrower in its binding. So push that up. Clip in there. Right, so it's right in position. Sometimes you just got to fiddle to get those clips in the right place. They are still better than using pins, I think. We're going to run on to our loop first. Now, I've got my walking foot on now. I'm just going to do a leader because we're going on to an uneven bulk and I want to feed it against the edge of the interior of the foot, and I just want to make sure it starts and doesn't hesitate. It should be fine, but we want to run onto it. Usually a walking foot doesn't like running onto a single-sided bulk like this. Some do, some don't. So I'm running along the edge, just edge stitching there, and now we're going to carry on and stitch our binding down. So we're working from the front of the pot holder, and I've just got the open toe foot on for the walking foot, and I'm using the edge of the inside of the open toe as a guide for my binding. I find that that's actually really, really easy. Needle position swung over a little bit so as it's right in the right place. We want to come to the end where our fold is, stitch into that fold, sink the needle, and then pivot. Okay, so carry on. Carry on. Okay, to the point. Needle sunk, pivot. If you have an errant corner that doesn't want to sit, just let that pink thing, the tip of that pink thing, just sit there and hold that into place. Now we're coming to the end. Now we want to just stop, trim off just half an inch from the end, and fold it over, and then tuck the trimmed edge we've just trimmed up into the binding. Put it down as far to the end as possible and stitch over it to make sure it's nice and secure. Stitch over it a few times. You'll see I'm going to go forward and back and forward and back. Okay, so that's finished. Now you can see my little loop. I'm just going to trim my backs off. Okay. There's my little loop there. And I just sew that in the middle, just give it a bar tack, just a straight stitch bar tack. Just like half a dozen stitches, like 3 forward, 3 back, 3 forward, 3 back. And there we have it. A great quick gift. If you don't want to do the flip and fold pattern on the one side, just do two planes, different colours. And this is a pair, different bindings, same colourways, perfect gift.